All right, so I sincerely don't know if it is my mind specifically or just in the fact that, you know, this style of filmmaking just does not happen anymore, that, I just have a greater appreciation for it. But, like, to me, this is probably like one of the best films of the year so far. I absolutely love this. So, let's talk about it, shall we? Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strunk from QuickTime Reactions, and it is finally now out after being on a limited release last week. It is now somewhat released nationally, I should say. Um, I actually did not thought it would actually play relatively close to where I am. I thought I would have to travel up to like where I go see my films in IMAX. I thought I'd have to go see it. It's not playing in IMAX, but a theater that, I usually go to whenever I go see films in IMAX. I thought I would have to go to that theater. But no, actually, I was able to see it relatively close to me. And that film that I am talking about is The Phoenician Scheme. This movie stars, and I have to get out my Rolodex here because there are so many people. Benicio del Toro, Mia Therapleton, I'm hoping I'm saying her last name correctly. Michael Cera, Bryancranston, Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, Jeffrey Wright, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rizahmed, Richard Ayoade, and the list goes on and on with how many people are in this. And it tells the story of Jaja Corda, who, after multiple attempts of trying to be assassinated, he tries to get his daughter to try and help him out with this scheme that he has of trying to basically get all of his business partners to agree on a venture that would set him up relatively handsomely for a very long time. But all the while, he is still trying to be assassinated at the exact same time. So, will he be able to pull off this scheme before his untimely demise? We shall see. So, if it is not evident from the long list of well-known names, this is a Wes Anderson film. Now, for context, this is a movie that I probably would not have seen probably 5 years ago, because 5 years ago, I didn't seek out art house films like this with I mean, Wes Anderson's like a well-known director, but this is the type of films that I wouldn't have seeked out. Then I took a film class in college. Now, just in my mindset, when I took that in college, that was seen as like easy layup A, that would help me keep my GPA like relatively like good. Um, but then as the course wore on, I started to gain more of an appreciation not only for American filmmaking, but also foreign filmmaking. One of the films that we covered in that class was The Grand Budapest Hotel. And that film was my favorite of the bunch that I had to look over and do an assignment on for that class. It was my favorite one that I watched. And so I made it a point to kind of, seek out films that I had a slight interest in, which is why I started to dabble my foot into more on the art house side of filmmaking. Which led me to then go see Asteroid City, which was his last film before, obviously, this film. And I really loved Asteroid City. It was really, really fun. And this film at the same time is really, really, really good. Everyone in the cast does an absolutely amazing job with their performance. I have to say the standout is definitely Mia Therapleton, because she, like, Del Toro, I see like fitting into this world perfectly because of the performances that I have seen from him. Now, granted, it's been limited, but I think I've seen like clips of him in Sicario. Also, was he in Star Wars? He might have been in Star Wars. Can't remember which in the sequel trilogy he was in, but I think he was in Star Wars. And of course, the most well-known role that I've seen him in so far was the Collector in the MCU. And, the Collector is very much an oddball. So I imagine like Del Toro fitting well into like a Wes Anderson style type of film. But Mia Therapleton did a really good job of like seamlessly fitting in, because Wes's style of filmmaking is just something that I resonate well with. Like, he uses long shots, he uses like very long oneers, a lot of dolly shots, a lot of zoom ins, and everything looks like it is shot in either a miniature or like on a stage. And to me, that is the type of filmmaking that I absolutely love. It makes it look like a stage production. And to me, like, it still pays homage to, like, the ancestor to filmmaking, which is obviously stage production, but also kind of, modernizing it and putting it onto film. It's very like simple techniques that he's using, like, models and, dolly shots, and, just letting the actors, talk in long takes. And it's simple, but it's very much effective at the exact same time. And mainly because Wes not only directs his stuff, but he also writes his own stuff. Now, he did do the screenplay for this, but I believe the story was him and Roman Coppola writing for the story. But he himself wrote the screenplay. So he has a very distinctive vision. And whenever you watch a Wes Anderson film, you are watching a Wes Anderson film because of all the hallmarks that I talked about previously. Another thing that I think kind of separates his filmmaking from like other styles of filmmaking is just how the characters in the film give their dialogue. It is quick and it is dry. And that is a type of humor, like dry-witted, like British style of humor, that I find so fascinating, because I think it can be kind of 50-50 odds for like maybe a normal person. It'll either like stick with them or not. For me, that dry sense of humor, whenever anybody says something like so outrageously but in a deadpan type of voice, that always gets me to laugh and just, kind of go just because the ability to say that with such a straight face, that to me takes talent. And I think Wes has mastered that brilliantly with, all of the actors that he has, come back, throughout to work on his films. But yeah, I would say Phoenician Scheme is an absolute joy to watch. If you are a Wes Anderson fan, you're absolutely going to love this. And even if you're not a Wes Anderson fan, I would still recommend checking this out, because the talent and the filmmaking that is on display is absolutely stunning to watch. And, rarely do you see filmmakers do this type of filmmaking, and it continuing on, throughout the years. Like Wes is one of like a dying breed. So relish this if you want some like originality in Hollywood. Um, Definitely go check this out. But yeah, this is one of my favorites of the year so far. Again, I might be just a touch biased in saying that, but I don't care. It's one of the best films of the year so far. But yeah, that is my review of The Phoenician Scheme. I am not done for today. I still have one more movie that I'm going to be reviewing, and I think you guys know what it is going to be. But in the meantime, guys, be safe out there, and on your way out, please take a lovely hand grenade for all the troubles you have in watching this here video, and I will see you next time.